Okay, greetings. Yeah, Raphael just took off, and then somebody else popped in. Anyway, that was interesting. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's the chat room question. So much love. Greetings. One moment. It's been some time since I've been here. Some might be familiar with me. I am Serpico, the Draconian race, much love to use in your societies. I'm Reptilian, one of great status, you could say. If you have, I'll be happy to answer your questions.
And sorry, what was your name again?
Serpico.
Serpico? Okay, thank you for coming through. First question is for Maryann A. Her first question, any messages for me?
The Arturians are working with your chakra system. Also, it seems like your parents connected with Palladian energies, and in this Palladian connection was so strong as a bond that brought them into this incarnation. As for them staying together is another story. It was a little bit more than they thought they could handle in this reality. But either way, it was assisting you to be brought in, bring you into this reality. And they went through much conflict for that to happen. Mostly Galactic, that is not seen. And this happens much for those that are brought into this world. There is usually conflict that is not seen, but in the higher dimensions. Blessings.
Maryann would also like to know how her chakras are doing.
They are being assisted as for their openings. Yes, your angels are assisting. Opening up actually your third eye so you see more clearly. Yes, the spiritual energies are coming through you more clearly, but also you are being led. It's up to you to go into Reiki, but much of those talents do live within you. It does seem like you're being led to be a healer if you choose to go in that direction. That has nothing to do with your chakra system, but technically it does if you go into a healing type of profession, if you like to.
Okay, next is for our member MT Phillips, and she's just feeling overwhelmed with life right now and wants to know if her guides or angels have any messages for her.
Yes, you have to wait it out for it to get better. There is a lot of conflict, yes, with your angels and your guides actually at this time. They're not exactly getting along, which happens. Give yourself, meditate, but also it does feel like sometimes when you're in a quiet place, there is much chatter going on because there is. Some will wish to take you in one direction, others want to take you into another direction. Much of that is happening at this time. I would say to meditate and to ask for them to finally get to calm the energies, to make up, to finally just to end their little dispute that's going on. Thank you.
Okay, her second question, who is around her at this time?
The Zetas and the Arcturians. The Arcturians are bringing much helpfulness as for helping her release lifetimes that are no longer needed, but also allowing a renewal of her chakras, whether it be fully cleansed, and she's going through that process. It is a slow process, though, that's happening at this moment. You might see a flash of lifetimes coming forward to you. I see it. But eventually you will begin to see them also. Blessings.
Okay, next is our member Ra N. Does my higher self have any messages for me?
At this time, it's mostly from your guides. Your angels and your guides wish you to proceed in your direction that you are going. Not to have fear. Because the more fear will stop your soul expansion. Interesting enough, this came through, I believe, in the earlier chats that you had recently today. That you have many Neanderthal lifetimes that you're not aware of. If you connect to those in your meditation, it will help release much. Those were not easy lifetimes from this earth. It was an incarnation that felt needed, but was not easy. If you connect to those, it'll help you become more spiritually connected, because they were experiment. Technically, they were going to be the man on your world, but eventually evolved to who you are. But technically, Neanderthal was going to be the human of this earth, but then you could say that was scrapped for many reasons. They weren't spiritually connecting well. And much of that, not be able to connect spiritually, has brought a blockage to you. I will send you energy much more.
Ra would also like to know if there are any messages from his galactic family.
Yes, the Palladians are connecting to you daily, it seems. Also, there's ships in your area where you might be able to connect with them. Also, the Yael has a close connection with you. They say as for you hearing this is doubtful, but they say harp music, they play harp music around you. That's very bizarre. I haven't seen that. But you have a connection, especially to your ancient world. As for harp music, they are saying, but much of that is a Yael creation. They wish you to know that. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Jess444. Has my recent healing session successfully released me from the control of Finn, a group of Greys, and healed their leader, Elias, from this past lifetime with them?
Yes, but there's so much more that has not been discovered yet. We'll leave you with that. But yes, we'll leave that for another time. There are other beings around you. Some of an Alpha Centaurian fish being is around you, but nothing of negative. But I say of one of positive to help you become more connected to your galactic friends, your underwater friends, which are many. And this will help you have a soul expansion. Visualize yourself in the ocean, connecting to the mermaids and your ocean beings. That will help you connect to Gaia, because you had many lifetimes underwater with different ancient beings. Blessings.
Okay, second question. How are my chakras doing since this healing, and which need the most attention? Much love and blessings.
Your heart, your root chakra needs the most attention. Is you are not grounding as you'd like to. There is much blockages there. You have much healing that needs to be done. But within your root chakra, and technically in many ways your heart chakra also has a blockage that is half blocking it right now. But as for your root chakra, it is finding difficult to breathe because of all the activities that have been happening recently.
Okay, Carol McLaughlin would like to know if there are any messages for her.
You have much Andromedan energies with you. That does help in trying times. It also does. I see wings around you also. You had many lifetimes as a bird being. This bird lifetimes. Visualize yourself as a bird. That will help rid of negativity, but also connect you to your alien family if you wish to connect to them. But also realize you are a being of the sky in many incarnations, where you're protecting the sky. Even on this world, many birds protect the skies. Of dwellers that are not belong here, realize they know what they're doing. But as for you have had many lifetimes as a hawk being, you had many different incarnations, as a bald eagle. And these are hawk incarnations. Much of that is coming back into your reality to become spiritually connected. To allowing this reality of human, sometimes you feel very alien. Here, much has to do because you're bird lifetimes. Because understand, as a bird being, you're free to do whatever you want. But here in this reality, it's very difficult to do what you want. As you connect more to your bird lifetimes, it will help release some of the negativity of your past also. Help you break free of that.
Okay, Carol's second question. What are the galactic origins of my son's mother-in-law, Connie?
Zeta. Zeta Reticuli. Yes, very Zeta. Very, very Zeta. So Zeta, that functioning in a human environment was almost impossible. In other lifetimes, where she did not live very long, she had very short incarnations because it was just impossible to have a real incarnation on this world. So in doing that, she had to incarnate as an elemental, have many elemental lifetimes, which is much easier because the gray are very connected to your fairies to a certain extent. But as for she has a canine connections, many canines. Andromedan, but mostly more canine for that. But as for her gray connections still live within her strongly, which makes her maybe sometimes not easy to deal with. She is warding still much of the Palladian energies that she's living now. The Palladian energies is helping her personality come through, her emotional side, but still emotion is very difficult for her because of the Zeta connections.
Okay, next is Stephen Davies. I felt something moving up from the bottom of my back to the top of my head. What was this?
A spiritual clearing through one of your angels, a guardian angel by the name of Zach. And this angel Zach is clearing out your chakras, but also assisting you as you raise your vibration. Your vibration is heightening very much. 1 moment. Interesting enough, you're connected to a frog species, a humanoid frog species, a talking, walking frog. And many of those incarnations are actually assisting you more than you realize. As for having a tame, calm existence here, much of that is from the frog species. You've had many Zeta lifetimes also. In these Zeta lifetimes, sometimes a frog lifetime before a human lifetime is actually it makes life here on Earth a little bit easier. It just connects you to more things. Yes, that is a little bit bizarre, but you'd be surprised what you do not know. Especially in insectoid lifetimes, those aren't fully understood. Many have many insectoid lifetimes before this lifetime, but it's very difficult to connect. Thank you.
Stephen would also like to know if there are any messages for him.
Seems like there's one more. Yes, your guides say that you are being led, as many are, to more of a spiritual direction. They show me drum beatings, drums, as your musical expression to let one's emotions out. And for you, it does seem like it might be a good idea. You have music in your life, as most do, most likely. But music is a way of release. Well, the type of music to add to your environment would be much useful. As for more positive music to help you release lifetimes that no longer have need, but most likely you will see these lifetimes leave also, depending on what you are listening to. The higher the vibration of music, the easier it is for you to release. You have Arcturian lifetimes that were very difficult, and Reptilian lifetimes are very difficult. But playing the certain right type of music will help you release these things. This is from your guides. Blessings.
Okay, we're switching it up to Joe Ellen E. Are there any messages for me from my hybrid children or anyone?
Yes, you have many canine hybrid children. And their message to you is they are still pups. And they think that would make you much happy to know that they exist. And they're learning from you. They are your children. And they are bringing your human ways into their reality. As they are becoming teachers. Of course, we're all teachers, but they are trying to be teachers, which they are going for. As for teaching the ways of humanity to other realities. And you're bringing much assistance to this. Because there's many worlds that are not understanding human. They're going to bring that understanding to other realities. So, blessings.
Okay, her second question. All over the city, you see warnings on TV about people dressed as clowns, going into homes and trying to do bad things. I've seen this about 9 already in my small town, looking in homes, caught on security cameras and more. Is this all a prank for Halloween, or is there more to the story?
Yes, there's a great negativity and also a mental illness that is going on. But a lot of it is a prank, but a lot of it is actually very real and not safe. It is, yes. And these that are doing this wish to continue this throughout the country for the entire year. Make it a common threat. And there's a possibility that you will have many others following in those footsteps in the future time, unfortunately. There is one that felt like they could start a movement, and it does seem to be catching on slightly. It is hard to say if this will continue on, how long. It depends on the being and what they choose for their reality, but it does not seem to be. It is, some of it is in good tensions, but a lot of it is not. But some of it have taken it a little bit too far, as I can tell. Blessings.
Okay. Next is Thomas Peterson. Yesterday I meditated and fell into sort of a trance, and I tried to walk while holding hands with a Zeta. It went okay. It was a special feeling. Will I at one time be able to walk and channel without falling off a bridge or something?
Yes, we need more of the confidence. I would stick to a chair at this time. Because we do see you falling off a bridge if you... Yes. So it is good to be as comfortable as you can in your channeling connections. But as for... I would stay away from water. But if you're around ground, I believe you'll be fine. But still, I'd be still careful with that when I walk into the street. But for the time being, it's up to you. But sticking to one place would be healthy for you. But it is helping you expand your horizons as for walking and connecting. But you're still at an early stage of this. So it might be a good idea to baby steps and leave that once you're fully feel you can connect properly without harming yourself. Blessings.
Okay. Second question for Thomas. I tried to heal my heart today by letting go of old girlfriends, by waving goodbye and cutting the red line and seeing them walking into a light. I could feel my heart hurting after. Was this because it helped? I also saw Bruce Lee here. Was he here?
Yes, he was there. Yeah, many incarnations with that one, yes. But also realize you might have released them, but they are not releasing you. They're still holding on to a certain extent. They're not realizing it. But yes, you have released them greatly. It does bring much pain to you, I see. It's something you did not want it to go in that direction. But it was for the best, but they have not let go of you, though. But they are not fully realizing they're holding on either. Blessings.
Okay, next is Moses. His first question, are there any messages for me?
Yes, it seems like you're getting more comfortable with your guides. It is difficult to fully connect with that, but you are becoming more galactic. Also, that channeling ability does live within you, and releasing these blockages will heighten your ability as for the channeling state. It still will take some time, but you are on your path, it seems. Also, I recommend many stones as for to help you clear out your energy. Healing stones, whatever it might be that fits your energy pattern, what makes you feel comfortable. To bring this into your reality, because it will help you connect more with spirit. It does seem like it could possibly, in the next couple months, you'll be able to go into a channeling state, but that is up to you to go in that direction. But the ability is heightening with you right now. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Moses. How am I doing releasing past lives with negative energies?
You're doing well, but it's good to have assistance with that. It's still difficult for you to fully understand of how to release them, but you are doing it slowly, yes, one at a time. Zetas are being released slowly. Yes, they're reptilian, but there's also much Zeta activity around you that is bringing much blockage. One moment. I do see the air of poetry around you, which is interesting. So you bring more of a positive energy into your reality. You had many poetic lifetimes, actually. Actually, lifetimes during the time of Shakespeare, if you feel I see it, but eventually you will start to see that connection there. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Symmetry. And he just would like to know if there are messages for him as well.
You are clearing out much negativity around you. You have many reptilian lifetimes. You are aware of that. Also, you have many dinosaur lifetimes. Many lifetimes actually as a pterodactyl. Many choose the bird lifetimes as a way of feeling free and that way they can travel without a problem. In your pterodactyl lifetimes, realize is another thing that's bringing much pain in this reality because you feel like you can do whatever you want as a bird being, as I said earlier about another one. And you also have this connection, but yours is mostly your reptile connections. At least in this life, you brought that in. So it's making this incarnation quite difficult, but it does seem like you're going through a healing phase, allowing the human to finally come through, where you can be a human to function properly here to accomplish what you're here to accomplish. The more human you are, the better. That way you can accomplish what you wish to come here for. That way you can leave here without feeling like you need another incarnation. I think it's the last thing you want at this time. So the more fulfilled you feel, the better it will be for you in the long run. Blessings.
Okay, Symmetry's second question. University is starting soon and I still don't want to go. And if I don't go, I'll probably be kicked out of the house. The pressure is on. So any advice on what to do?
You must follow what is right for you. But it would be good for you to realize you have to feel happiness within. If you get kicked out of your house, I don't think that would bring much happiness to you. Realize that. You're not fully ready to go on your own also. Realize that. At least that's from my perspective. You can do whatever you want. But what is right for you? Yes, you're not always going to be able to do what you want in this reality. That is just the way of this world, but you will find your way. But it'd be best to realize the other consequences of not doing this. It would be make things a lot more difficult if you not go to university. Just putting that out there for you to connect with. But let me tell you one thing: connecting to university, yes, might not bring much fulfillment, but in the long run, I do see much prosperity there. So that is up to you to connect with that. Blessings.
Thank you. Next up is Mclennan Ivanova. I would like to have some confirmation that whoever is here tonight knows who I am.
Okay.
That's the question, sorry.
One moment. As for validation, I cannot guarantee validation. One moment. But believe whatever you want to believe. But you are going through a healing process, and maybe not an easy one. But a healing process is much needed. You do have many reptilian lifetimes that are stacking up from the past. I see many of them that are clouding the vision in this reality. As for mistakes, they are very good. Reptilian energies are very good for that. Also, you have much Arcturian connections also that is made this life somewhat difficult also because you do have a light body connection. And in this reality, having a physical body is somewhat difficult to deal with, especially with as the soul ages. That one is a difficult one to get used to in this reality. As for that being validation, I have no idea. Blessings.
Second question for Mclennan. What is my universal name?
It is whatever you want it to be. One moment. But the name that is brought up with you, one moment. Interesting enough, the name Gwyneth comes to mind. That's actually a very Syrian type name. I'll leave you with that.
Okay, next is Stephanie Ritterman. Are there any messages for me?
Yes, there's a message from the felines. They're assisting you with clearing out your chakras and also assisting you with releasing past lives. But also you're connecting to an archangel by the name of, interesting enough, one with their same name, Stephanie. And this archangel, you've had many incarnations with. Understand the names on your planet are used in different realities, such as archangels. And you're connecting to that energy to bring that energy into your existence. Interesting enough, there is a lot of gold energy around this Stephanie archangel that keeps the soul young. As for being fresh within the realities of your planet. That way, yes, you see negativity, but you can easily push it off also. You have many elemental lifetimes also. As a fairy, as a nymph, as a fairy, though, you worked with Mother Earth. As for cleansing the Mother Earth's energy, as all beings do, but you had a personal connection to Mother Earth. As a friend, as a sister, very much. Of course, everyone is related to Mother Earth, but your connection was quite unique. As you were almost, yes, you had lifetimes as a daughter of Mother Earth. As within the family relationship. Yes, Mother Earth does have a family. Yes, you're all related as brothers and sisters, but this is a close-knit family, though. Blessings.
She would also like to know, what is my brother Andrew's purpose within our family and on this earth?
He has much reptilian energies. Also much Palladian, a mixture of reptilian and Palladian that has not exactly blended too well in his reality, which makes him difficult to communicate with and him difficulty to pay attention. Him to keep his his attention span dies down very quickly. He's used to very fast environments, and this one's very slow. And this one is not exactly getting his attention all as much as it could. He's gotten bored very easily, as I can tell one moment. But as for his place here, it's partly actually to keep the family together. Maybe be the one that is kind of out of line sometimes, but also it's another way of keeping the family together. Sometimes it does seem like he's pulls away from the family, is from what I'm feeling. I can't be 100% on that. But that is another way to keep the family together, to keep their attention on each other. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Donna Riggs. She has a question about the stars in the sky that do more than twinkle. They flicker red, blue, and green. Are they motherships communicating?
No. Those are mostly scout ships, Zetas, actually, that are connecting. With other species, Palladian, Arcturian, and Yael, they're connected to. Thank you.
Okay, second question from Donna. Are there any messages from my dad or my maternal grandmother? And she just wants to thank you, Ivan, for your courage to do this for the world.
And it was a question for her, from her family, her parents?
Yeah, if there are messages from her dad or maternal grandmother.
All they say is to continue on, you're doing well. Stay positive, stay out of the drama if possible. But to also don't forget to heal yourself. Sometimes you forget to do that. Also, I do see much migraine headaches here and there that happen. Is to just continue on. They do say drink more water, interesting enough. They just said that. It will help you with your headaches and also stress around you. The stress around you comes and goes, But you are doing the right thing. I want to make sure that you know that. And you are greatly loved. But also they say that your connection with them will become easier without going into details on that. But your connection with them is going to thin out, meaning your world and spirit world will thin so you can finally feel their energy around you. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Xiao Ma. The residue energy in my brain is still here. How long would it take to see it fully be gone?
It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. It is up to you. Most likely 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay, second question. What should I expect by the end of October? Anything to be aware of?
Yes, a surprise. A good one, too. But I can't tell you what it is. Blessings.
Okay, and next is me. I'm Stacey. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah. My first question, I would just like to know if my boyfriend's higher self has any messages for me.
Well, yes, you are very patient with him, but also helping him move to a more positive timeline. This more positive timeline is also helping him heal his inner child. His inner child has been greatly damaged by his past, and that is bringing much helpfulness, also much laughter is coming through him. Much more happiness seems to be coming into his reality because of your connection, where it's very difficult for him to find happiness in the past. So your connection is wonderful, is what he says.
Okay, and the second question is about my niece Amelia. She's recently been diagnosed with a bit of like a viral infection that has spread to her joints, so it's causing some joint problems. Yes. And that was just today. But I was wondering if you had any insight on that.
We do feel that they will find a cure for this. It will heal itself eventually. It will take some time for it to finally come to the healing point, but it's part of her also. One thing is to bring family together, but also for her body in this human vessel is finding difficulties adjusting. That is one of the reasons why that has happened. She's connecting also to higher energies, which connects to this world, which connects to different dimensions that causes sometimes a ripple. This ripple does affect the body to some degree. It happens. Where you're connecting to things you shouldn't be connecting to, but it's not trying to, but it does. It also, this is where cancer happens also. It's just your body is always reflecting out and coming back in, and sometimes things come in that should not be there. It's just part of the human process. She will heal.
Okay, because she had seen, well, my sister thinks she had seen somebody in the hallway or see somebody in the hallway near her bedroom door, and I wasn't sure if they were maybe related.
Yes. Yes, it is related. She is also opening up more, it seems. She's bringing many beings into her reality. And that is one of them.
Is it negative?
No.
Okay.
It might seem negative, but it is not. Only because of the density you're in.
Okay.
It's just perceived as that, but it's not negative. There are many ghosts around that are attracting to your place where you live. That is all because of the vibrations. But that might be what you're seeing as for because they do bring in a negative residue. But that being that you're seeing is not negative. I don't see it as negative.
Okay. Well, that's all for the chat questions, yes. But I have a question for you because with the Draconian lineage there. Yes. So there's a lot of, I guess you would say, like bad press out there about Draconian yes. energy. And obviously you're more of a positive Draconian because you're in here helping Ivan and doing yes. chats and stuff like that. So like Novak. So I'm just wondering if there are others who are having issues with Draconian energies or Reptilian energies in a negative way. Can they call you in for support and assistance on bringing in more positive energy and getting rid of Draconian?
Yes, they actually have been already calling me in. They're just not aware of it. I'm part of a Draconian counsel that is bringing much positive assistance to this world, as for removing the negative ones. So I am very much involved with that. So yes, many that do not realize they're connecting to me actually are. It is bringing much assistance to bring more of a positive reptilian energy here. Yes, there is a great negative presence here. They feel like they have ownership of this world. They feel like humans do not belong here. They don't know what they're doing. But they are warning also. And many of them are becoming more positive. Some are becoming negative, but some are becoming more positive. They come here also to clear their stuff out. Humans come here to clear out their stuff. As for negative connections, but your reptilians are doing the same thing. They're not. It's a little bit difficult for them to release that or even admit to that, but they are. They wish to be part of the human experience. So they want to feel dominant, and right now many of them are, but many of them are changing. But yes, I would bring you much assistance always.
Okay, thank you so much. We've had some new members, so that's good. Good information.
Yes.
Thank you.
Much love to you all. I would connect to you in your future time. Much love. Yeah, that was like one of the first. That was the first Draconian I ever channeled. So me and him go a long way. So, all right, much love, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Good night.